Hi there, I'm Cristina Gazzo and today I'm going to talk about the work experience section in your CV. And I'm going to give you a lot of useful tips on how to list your work experience, what to include, and of course, what not to include in your work experience section. This video is for experienced candidate. If you want to find out tips as graduate student, please check my previous video. So, let's get started. Try to limit your work experience to the past decade and put all your work experience in reverse chronological order. Your last and current job should be the one listed on the top of your CV. As a recruiter, I always want to find the candidate's latest role and responsibilities without scrolling down to the end of the document. A recruiter will skim read your CV in less than 10 seconds. So put all your job roles in reverse chronological order. Now, lately, there has been a market trend changing the reverse chronological order of the job roles by bringing up front a previous job that you held 5 years ago or 3 years ago. Some candidates do that to match the role they want to apply for with the work experience they previously had, but not with the current job they are in at that point. Well, this action is acceptable if your goal is to return to a different role or a different industry. However, the job should not be older than 3-5 years ago, because otherwise it might not be that relevant and the recruiter might not consider it. So make sure you think if the previous role that you want to bring up front is still relevant to the market today. Another suggestion for you is to include relevant experience to the role that you are applying. Try not to confuse the job role or title with the job responsibilities. Make sure you read the JD of the new role and that the responsibilities and tasks match the desired job. Companies have their own internal job role names, so never let this take you back from applying to that role. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. Company X has an IT junior level 1 role, while your current role is IT support technician, junior level. The roles have the same job responsibilities, but they are named different. So when you start looking for a new role, if you see a different title but you feel that the job responsibilities are similar, make sure you go through the entire list and check what are the additional job responsibilities that job advertisement might include. After you identify them, think if you can do that, if you can complete this task, or maybe you can let the recruiter know or the new employer know that you are willing and you would like to learn and to progress into career and learn to do those things. So, as I said, don't confuse the job title and the job name of a role with the job responsibilities. They can be called different, but they could be actually similar. When writing your CV, try to include any relevant information for the role you apply, but limit it to the last decade. Including work experience from 20 years ago for the same job might be out of use today. At the same time, your work experience from 6 years ago has to be included in your CV. What you can actually do is to highlight the relevant information for the new role and shorten the old roles that are no interested for that recruiter or for that company. In this way, you'll put more focus and match the current JD for the new role with your old role. Try not to include your job when you were 16 years old if this is not relevant to your role. Can you imagine a candidate with more than 10 years experience that still incorporates in his CV the job that he held when he was 16 years old. There are more things to consider here. First, when having so many years of experience, 2 pages might not be enough. Secondly, you need to ask yourself if that role is still relevant to the new role. Let's say that you worked in a store when you were 16 years old as a shop assistant, and now you work for an IT company. How is your first job when you were 16 years old still relevant to the last one? So don't try not to include your job role when you were 16 years old if it's not relevant to the job you are currently doing. Know that I said it before and I'll say it again. Avoid adding I in your statements. When you describe your job responsibilities, don't write I was responsible for, I kept evidence, I've organized, and so on. The recruiter knows that it's your CV because you sent your CV, so it's about you. But what you can actually do is try to use verbs in present tense for the current job and verbs in the past tense for the previous job. There is no need to let them know that it's about you in each sentence. If you want to find out more words, more powerful words, make sure you check my previous video when I'm talking about the professional summary or objective summary for graduate students. And you can find there tips on powerful words that you can use to direct the recruiter minds towards action. Avoid putting information like I was awarded employee or student of the month or of the year. Try to change that to, for example, awarded employee of the month, top sale performance for increasing department sales by 20% over the targeted quarter budget by contacting more clients, for example. Hope this helped you to clarify more things on how to create your CV or how to update your CV. And before you go, don't forget to like this video. And if you didn't subscribe to my channel, make sure you press the subscribe down button. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the below section. And I'll see you all next time. As always, Christina.